Anmol actually had a pretty interesting theory, so let's start with him.
This is something I've told you guys only before, and I've tried convincing. I don't know if convincing is the right word, but I've tried telling the story to a lot of people. Actually, this was told to me by my friends in my building. They tried to scare me with the story. I don't know. It's actually one of your horror conspiracy theories. So let me give you some background to this. Okay. Firstly, the name. It's called the Russian sleep experiment. Some of our viewers, listeners actually, may have already heard of this, but either way, these guys are not completely adept with the whole story, so I'm just giving them a background. Everyone knows about Cold War era Russia, right? Not just Cold War era, even World War II time Russia. Yeah, so they basically experimented on everything, and they wanted a perfect soldier kind of thing. So this was part of an external research which when I was reading up, I found out. Basically, there were after the Soviet Union broke up, there were a lot of files which were declassified. In one of these files, there was one very disturbing account of where they cut off a dog's head, administered the dog's veins and arteries with blood itself. They basically gave the dog an artificial circulatory system, an artificial heart, and kept only the head of the dog alive. The dog's head supposedly remained alive for 12 days. That's almost 2 weeks. That's pretty shocking in itself. So the same files which revealed similar information, there were some files which went missing or they were not properly declassified or so. So what the popular internet theorists say is in one of these files, there was a thing of the Russian sleep experiment. So what the Russian sleep experiment was another way for the Russians to find out the perfect human soldiers. Ones who don't feel any pain, ones who aren't affected by any emotions at all. Firstly, some background to this also. The story first popped up on a creepypasta site. Creepypastas are basically horror stories. It's not exactly 100% credible, but you cannot just say this is a fake story. There is some amount of reality to it, and there is some amount of things that can be held truthful in the story also. So what happens, if I'm basically summarizing the whole theory, is in 1940s, a Soviet scientist discovered a gaseous substance, a gaseous simulant actually. A simulant is something that keeps the brain active. Caffeine is the biggest simulant we see in today's days. Basically, something that would have kept your brain active and wouldn't have let you sleep. So what had happened is they tried to experiment the effect of these simulants on some people. So what they did is they picked out, I don't know how many prisoners. I'm thinking 10 actually. I'm mostly sure 10. And they planned to keep them awake for 30 days. So these subjects were 10 prisoners. And they claimed to the prisoners that if they went through this experiment, they had promised them freedom. So if they successfully finished the experiment, they would be free to go. So what they had done is they had locked these people up in this kind of special made Soviet chamber. Okay, just imagine it like a school corridor with classes on each side. So like that, there was a closed corridor on both ends with 5 classrooms on each side, making up 10 classes. They were not classrooms, they were basically housing units. They just had one room and a one-way window to the other side. That's it. So the guards or the experiment conductors observed these people through the one-way windows. So the experiment began. Simulant gas started releasing, and things went normal for the first 2 days. And it's pretty normal. People in college also stay up. They go ahead with all-nighters for 2 days, even 3 days. So till 3 days, it went fine.
College, are you sure?
Yeah, even in school we've done.
We still do it, but
yeah, exactly. So these guys, 4 days was fine, but beyond this, right? That's where they started, when they were conversing with the subjects, they started recounting disturbing things, like them seeing stuff in the background, them seeing stuff in corners, other things like this. Now the weird part. So on the 4th day, a man started screaming for so long that he tore his vocal cords. So then at this point, researchers started looking at this guy intently. So suddenly all the other prisoners, they came to the room and tried blocking off the glass window from the experiment conductors to see the person who was screaming. No one knows why, no one knows how, this is not recounted. So what they also did is they started using their own feces and put it up in paper and stuff to block the whole window
Okay.
to stop the person from seeing the person screaming. So this was one. Then they started doing this in every window. So it was completely blocked off from the experiment conductors. After some point, they're like, what's going on? They could hear weird noises coming from inside. They could hear screaming. They could hear other kind of weird noises. So supposedly when they went inside, on the 15th day, they turned off the simulant gas and reopened the chamber. So when they looked inside, they found that there were only like 4 survivors, and all of these people had been severely mutilated. Their legs had been cut off. They had been eating themselves. It just sounds weird right now.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
they had removed multiple abdominal organs of different like people who had died, and they had started eating them. And when a researcher asked one of the subjects, "Are you fine right now?" he said if the researcher does not turn on the simulant gas right then, he would have killed the researcher there. So all of these people were held and taken to the hospital. When taken to the hospital, they were found that there is no way these guys can survive like these, because supposedly some people had lost almost 4 liters of blood, which is impossible to live on. Even on further questioning, all of them said the same thing, that there is an inherent evil in humans which somehow sleeping suppresses. And them not being able to sleep for such a long period made the evil in them kind of not reincarnate, kind of show up. It became more dominant. So this is the crux of the story. There are more theories here and there relating to it. So what do you guys think? Is there some truth in this story, or is it just a complete horror story? Let's start with Ram itself.
I'd like to believe it's horror because I get squeamish with things like this.
I actually have something to say about this because I don't know if it's true or not, but my cousin sister is a doctor now. But back in when she was in medical college, she heard a lot of stories about other medical colleges, and in one of them, like 2 people were locked in a room. This was a result of ragging. So they were locked in a room and left over like a 5-day period. And one person ate the other person's corpse to stay alive. So the humans eating other humans' part in times of such desperation totally makes sense, and it's totally believable. And the inherent evil in human beings, that's a bit of an exaggeration, I'd feel, but I don't know. You never know what's possible. Has anyone tried to debunk this theory? I'm pretty sure they have.
Look, yeah, there are people who try to debunk this theory. Obviously, it's one of the most famous creepypastas out there. So, creepypastas are basically, there's a site called Creepypasta where they post horror stories. This was posted in 2010. And the person who posted it claimed it to be in part of one of those files with Soviet experiments.
Wait.
Personally,
Sorry. 1 sec. You told us the story about the guys who got ragged, right?
Yeah.
3 days. You said 5 days is what you said. They were locked in.
I'm not sure how many, but it was over like a summer break sort of thing or like a spring break sort of thing. 5+ days.
Don't you need a lot more time than that to starve yourself to the point where you have to resort to cannibalism?
Unless you actually want cannibalism.
Oh
You're
god,
dying for it.
okay, never mind. Carry on.
Again, the example Ved bought is a totally different one, because even I've heard there's an actual real story where a flight crashed. I don't know which one, and out of the survivors, the people resorted to cannibalism of the dead survivors in the plane crash within the first 2 days. Because sometimes, even though you feel hungry, but you can survive for like 30 days without, I don't know how many days can you survive without food. They say 2 weeks, right?
2 to 3 weeks is what
Even in extreme cases, they say a month. But when you convince yourself that within a day, if you convince yourself that, yeah, I can eat the person, you can.
Yeah, I mean, there's no going back after you've made up your mind to eat up another human being, right? You can't
I
go
really
back to
don't
being
want to
normal.
discuss cannibalism here.
Hey guys, that was a short clip from our main episode. If you like the clip, you can click on the link in the description and view the link for our entire episode. You can also listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and more soon. I sincerely hope you were entertained. Like, share, and subscribe to the Noise Podcast.